October 5th, Day 5, Escalante Creek to Hance Rapids, 3.5 miles. Today is the day. We break camp and hit the trail just before 8 a.m. I am a bit slow as I am trying to take a few pictures before leaving camp. They are a short ways ahead. Along the trail, Jamie spotted a bighorn sheep. 3 of them stopped to take pictures and enjoy this treat. This allows me to catch up sooner and more easily, but I also stopped to take pictures, as this is the first time that I have seen a bighorn sheep in the Grand Canyon. Yes, I know that they are there, but actually seeing one is pretty awesome and worth the time for some pictures. Anyway, we climb up only to drop back down into 75 Mile Creek Canyon. It is a beautiful slot canyon. No, it isn't Paria, but I didn't expect something like this in the Grand Canyon. Thankfully, it doesn't require slogging through murky water. Now, to go a bit farther and face the Papago Wall. I have been anxiously awaiting this part of the hike. I am feeling very thankful for my new friends from Oklahoma, as I am now not alone. Since Dave has done this before, he goes first. I take a few pictures as I watch him ascend. Then I ask Jamie to stuff my camera in my pack. I can't climb with it hanging at my chest. Gwen goes next. As she nears the top, Dave gives her a hand up the last step. I can do this. May as well get this over with. Other similar thoughts swirl around in my head. I go third. It is not too awful as long as you don't think about the fact that you could fall. Weight-wise, my pack is okay. The way it fits, however, makes it hard to look up. I know that I am breathing heavily with a respiration of fear. I make it to that last step and briefly contemplate going for it by myself, but Dave offers a hand up. I gladly accept and finish my first 20-foot free climb. Jamie and Jose do great on their own. I will admit now that I have a fear of heights. What, you ask, would I have done had I been alone? I could have pathetically stood by the river, praying a rafting trip would float by, and that they would feel sorry for me. Or I could have faced my fears and gone for it on my own. I'd like to think the latter is what I would have done. Maybe I will find out in the future, as I want to do this route again. Now, here's another small climb. The issue here is the tightness of where you must ascend. I fit okay with my pack. Dave had to hand up his sleeping pad as it was too wide. Nothing crazy though, at least for a short way. On to the Papago Slide area. Okay, this is daunting. If one looks closely for the cairns, you can see the best route to follow, hopefully. Jose goes first here. I'm up second because standing there, looking down at it, is unnerving me. I move slowly and follow Jose's cues of hug the wall, stay right, etc. All make it down safely. It isn't too much farther to Hance Rapid and Beach area. The trail is sandy and rocky with some boulders. I managed to trip up one while trying to climb up on it. It works, just not like I had planned. The vegetation is also taking over the trail. Jose has his hat ripped off his pack, but Jamie, following, finds it in the middle of the trail. As we near Hance Rapid and the choice campsite, I have pretty much decided that I will spend the night with this group again. Between the Papago Wall climb and then the slide area, I am physically and mentally exhausted. Sure, it had only been 3.5 miles, but I have faced the toughest section of Double D Trail ever for me. I am hurting too. Just haven't looked at those issues yet, mainly my feet. I set up camp around noon. It is a real cool site with spots for individual tents that sort of circle a tree. There's some shade, but not much when we arrive, and it is hot. The 4 use tent flies or tarps to create more shade. And there is also the river to cool off in again. It will be my last night on the river like this. Tomorrow, I will be ascending to the Tonto Plateau. The next 3 nights will be spent making camp at different points on the plateau. After cooling off in the river and collecting more water, it is time to assess my feet. This hike has just brutalized them. I'd acquired yet another blister, under the toenail of the middle toe on my right foot. The nail is pushed up funny. I've never had one like this before. I drain it and know that I will be losing the nail eventually. The blisters on the sides of my heels just won't stay drained, making them painful. I am thinking that my shoes are too small at this point. Yet, I bought them months ago and wore them on shorter hikes with no issues. I'd even worn them on my training hikes this past month in the heat. Not much I can do now, as I can't hike in flip-flops. My right knee is also slightly tender after that slide area. Just have to suck it up and use this afternoon to recover as much as possible. The afternoon is spent relaxing and enjoying the beauty surrounding me. Dave seems to enjoy reading at camp. Gwen's gone off to an area with more shade to read also. Jamie's napping, and Jose's spending some time at the river. Dinner time comes, and with it the mice. They watch from the edge of the sort of circle area as we cook and then eat our food. Sorry guys, I am not sharing. Note to self for later. Make sure pack and rat sack of food are hung up. Dave disappears after dinner for a short time. When he returns to camp, he is dressed as John Hance, including a fake beard. The others had mentioned him doing something special at night on occasion, but I wasn't expecting this. He gives us a small history lesson on the origin of a few of the canyon trails. He also talks about Powell and his expedition. It's so great. And to think that he carried this extra stuff in his pack. Too soon, it is time for bed. In my tent, I write and then read and also reflect on these past days. I truly believe that God had this group on the trail the same time as me so that I would not face this past day's challenges alone. I do not know what they believe because I am too chicken to bring it up with them. Still, they were a huge blessing to me. I'm learning more about myself on this hike too. Maybe I am not as much of a loner as I oftentimes see myself. I know that I still lack confidence and worry way too much what others think of me. Yet in the solitude and quietness here, there are not so many distractions. I've spent more time reading my Bible on this hike than in the past several months at home. Sort of a catch-22. Lastly, I realize my thought processes can often be way too random. Oh, Dave is 78. Yes, a 78-year-old man gave me a hand up on the Papago Wall. A 78-year-old man is still hiking the Grand Canyon and not the corridor trails. Impressive.